Want to welcome everyone to another edition of our my sound just went off, but it's back again. Yes, want to welcome everyone to my two halftime chats. Baseline G, welcome. Zay, welcome. Old Derek out of Minneapolis, welcome. We've got Miss Jacci McGhee and Stevie Street. How are you guys doing this evening?
Good evening,
We
folks.
good, we
Good
good.
evening, all.
Yes. I hope everyone had a wonderful what would they call it? Valentine's weekend.
Oh, superb!
The
Absolutely
sweet
superb.
weekend. I call it the whole weekend. The whole weekend.
The whole
You
weekend.
don't have no husband or wife. It's the whole weekend.
The whole weekend.
That's so
Jay
terrible. Okay, I'm
Hunt
being-
and Mac, welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Yes, we went. It's different when we got R&B stars in. We're doing a little bit of the Lauren Hill delay here, but not too bad. Well, today's we're going through the catalog of R&B singer-songwriter Miki Howard, and it was a little tougher for me because goodness, she had so many albums, so many singles, so many songs. So that is definitely not an easy thing. But Jackie, how long have you known Miki?
Well, I met Mickey back in the 90s. We crossed paths, but we were never like, I always loved her. I always thought she was dope. And I was a huge fan of hers. We didn't start really like linking and really being, friends until COVID.
COVID.
Until COVID.
Oh.
That's when, but I always had like this crazy love for Mickey anyway, because the Levert people always spoke very highly of Mickey. So, and I was always a fan of her music, anyway, from day one when she dropped in the 80s. Like I said, we crossed paths, but we were never like, hangout girls.
Hmm.
Now I can say that Mickey is definitely one of my sisters. She is my sister. And one of the sweetest, biggest heart. Like, she has such a huge heart. People that I know. You know how you have friends for a long time,
Mm.
and then they show you who they are. But then you have a friend, people that you meet or you met before, and you finally get together with them and you really see who they are. Mickey is one of those people. She's such a lover of the Most High. And, that gets me right off the bat. Right off the bat. And, her story is bananas.
Mm.
Her biopic was, oh my gosh. I thought she had one of the best biopics, that was out. To this day, I still think she had one of the best biopics.
Mm.
A lot of, she went through a lot of stuff, and I'm sure there was a lot of things left out of the biopic, but at the same time, just her surviving the stuff that she did survive, I was like, damn, this is a lot. It's a lot. And especially for how many albums and hit records that Mickey has, to me, she doesn't get the recognition. She doesn't, they should have had, long time ago, they should have gave her a Lifetime Achievement Award. She got hits. She don't have 1, 2 hits. She got hits. And she got albums. And she just, she's a phenomenal woman. She's a great mother. You know, she's a great auntie to Maddie, to my daughter. She's Madison loves her. She Aunt Mickey, you know, that's Aunt Mickey. But like I said, she deserves her flowers, and she is such a genuine, loving person, and can cook. Don't get it twisted. She can cook. She'll cook on her little thing. She used to. She haven't been doing it, but she'll cook and have everybody all up in her pots, and then she'll stop and won't cook no more. So I'm telling the men out there, don't come to my sister no other kind of way. She can cook. She's a good woman. She believes in the Most High first. So she's gonna get me. She's gonna be like, I want
So, Stevie, when did you first get to know about Miki Howard and her music?
I've got to go back to, I think it was the single Until You Come Back to Me. That was 89, because it got a lot of, it did get quite a promotional push in the UK, that single. It got some UK remixes by a guy called Tim Blacksmith, who he went on to manage Stargate, some very big European producers who produced Neo. But that single was being played on a lot of the soul and R&B specialist shows in the UK at the time. I think that was probably the first record I heard by her. And then subsequently I had a few others. But I mean, I'll be honest, I've not pried too much into her story. I've not really seen that bioepic Jackie just mentioned. Right. I tend to just buy the records and play them. I don't go too much into backstories of artists unless I have to. But I mean, I'm found out this week just doing my homework. But you've got to go back to the era of which she came out, that mid to late 80s. I mean, in an era now where it's very hard to hear an incredible female vocal. There's a lot of, I've said this on other podcasts, we've got a lot of female singers out there, but very, very average, nothing really outstanding vocal-wise. But you go back to the mid to late 80s, you've got Regina Bell, you've got Phyllis Hyman, Vesta Williams, Anita Baker, Melissa Morgan. My gosh, and then you've got, obviously, but you know, I have been listening to Miki's vocal, and he's up there. I mean, you know, she's in the top 5% of vocalists ever. I think I'm putting her right up there. You know, and like Jackie said, she deserves the flowers. I don't think people realise that the talent she possesses vocally. She's coming from a lineage of, you know, gospel and Aretha Franklin, and you can hear it in her voice. It's just like it's special. It really is special, you know.
Jackie, what was it like, you know, in the sort of because you know, as an artist, seeing Miki Howard come out in like '86, and at around the time, as Stevie mentioned, you had these other sort of strong black female artists who were doing solo albums. Did you see, I mean, in the biopic, it talks about that whole comparison with Whitney, but could you see difference? Could you, I mean, or was it because it's different from what we as fans would see, but as an artist, how did you see her as an artist back when those early 80s?
I mean, when because that was a vocal time. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a female vocal good old time when in the 80s when Whitney came out, you know, Melissa Morgan, Regina Bell, Miki Howard. You had all of these vocalists coming out at the same time, right around the same times, but they all are different. And like Melissa, I've been knowing Melissa Morgan for a long time, since the earlier 80s, really since I was a kid, coming into the business. But I've always been a big, huge fan of Melissa's voice. But when Miki came, Miki brought a different kind of, it was just a different kind of sound. Like Stevie was saying, you can hear the Aretha in her voice. You can hear the, what her original voice is, her voice, you know, now that I know who her mother, was as a gospel singer, I listen to her mother sing, and I hear her mom's voice in her. Um, but Miki, to me, there was no comparison to me with like Whitney, or was Miki better than Whitney, or was Whitney better than Miki, because it was two different sounds. Um, I was a fan of like both of theirs. Crazy. I loved both of them equally. It was no, everybody know Whitney, hands down. She came in with some different kind of voice that we were like, well, how? Where does baby come from? But at the same time, Miki Howard had a voice like that too. Now, if she was pushed in that direction and it was no Whitney, she probably would have been the Whitney. You know what I'm saying? You got different record labels. You got Clive Davis on this side. You know, she was at Atlantic. And I think Sylvia Rhone, I don't know if I'm sure, but I think Sylvia Rhone was the one that was doing Mickey stuff. Not sure. Allegedly. I might have the record labels messed up.
But she was on Atlantic. Yeah, she was on Atlantic when she came out.
But like I said, she held her own ground. You know what I'm saying? Miki had her own ground. So when her record came out, I was a huge fan of hers right off the bat. There's no comparison to me. And I believe that they need to give her a Lifetime Achievement Award, period. Y'all know I talk junk. I'll go on my page anytime. And I'm like, let's do it. You need some people to sign on or whatever petition so we can send it in. We're going to fight for my girl.
Yeah, but imagine her debut album, Come Share My World, came out 40 years ago, or give or take, November of 86. And, looking at how our female artists were in the 80s, I mean, we can always talk about Donna Summer and stuff, and she was very disco era, but it was a lot of class. I mean, she's, if you see the cover of her album, she's wearing almost like a bowler hat and dressed elegantly. And it was what I noticed when as a kid, listening and watching female Black artists. They just exuded class. Teddy Strong-Best mentioned about Shelley Murdoch, Angela Wimbush. It was, they came out, even Anita, they all dressed and looked classy.
Yeah,
and sang with so much conviction. So it was quite, and I think Clive took Whitney to, Clive was a pop guru, so he took her to that direction, and it backfired for her Black audience. Soul Train let her know, like, look, we don't think you're Black, and then she had to start coming back that direction. But if Whitney had started at Atlantic, I don't think she'd be as big as she was. And I think if Miki was signed to Arista, she probably would have had to go in that direction of singing big pop tunes and stuff like that in order because it's about the money,
right?
So and so they would say, look, Miki, we love your vocals, but we need to make money, so we're going to give you these pop tunes. This is what they did with Aretha. They started getting her these pop tunes, bringing George Michael. Let's try and get you. We got you in the Blues Brothers. Let's try and get you. Let's make more money. That's pretty much what majority of labels are looking for, making money. So I think we're fortunate that Miki and the ladies we spoke about stayed in that lane of R&B. This is our market, and we're going to stay there. But to have, I'm just looking, and to see that she had 9 studio albums is an amazing feat. 9 studio albums. That's just an amazing feat. To be able to get a label to back you that for that long of longevity. First album comes out in 86, and she had her last album that came out, and I'm just trying to see now. I think her last album came out in 2015, which she released called "I Choose to Be Happy." So that's
So the
longevity.
first three albums were for Atlantic, and then she had a label change, 92 on it. I think she went to Giant Records. A couple of albums there, 92, 96, and then after that she went the independent route. You've got Clive Davis there, as well as the money aspect. I think there's a bit of favoritism. I think Clive Davis obviously favoured Whitney because he just threw everything at her, money and promotional wise, to take her to the top. You know, whereas like you just said there, Namdi's like the other artists, it's almost like the label kept R&B lane, kept them on R&B radio. You know, could there have been more opportunities for Miki to make some more pop music, you know, and maybe try and cross her over to a bigger, you know, a more mainstream audience? I think that Aretha cover Until You Come Back to Me, because it did cross over into pop radio.
But that's how you heard about her, right?
But I'd like it. Yeah, I just think with Clive Davis, he must have had a thing for Whitney, and he obviously realised she had such an incredible talent vocally that he threw everything at her. I don't know what the priority was at Atlantic. She obviously had 3 albums. You know, they put the singles out. I mean, it's also the era of, you know, women wear. It was the ball gown singing era as well. You know, you're a black female singer with a ball gown
ball
on.
Gown?
Yeah, I call it era. Like big glitzy.
Namdi.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, Stevie. Namdi. Mickey's having a hard time getting on. She said the link is not there. Send it to her again, to her DM.
Okay. Go
on
ahead,
IG.
okay. Yeah, go Steve, as you're saying.
I'm sorry,
like
Stevie. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
I'm just wondering how high up the pecking order Atlantic Records was Miki in terms of being pushed beyond R&B radio and black music radio, because it's clear that that's where she seemed to stay, apart from the odd single here and there, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I know it was a lot of politics, and I know, you know, when she comes on, she can tell you, if I'm sure she'll tell you it was a lot of politics, but you know, we don't want to go too far off the countdown. Let her say, you know, we'll say what ours is, and then let her say what she want to say.
Yeah. Hold on, let me just copy this, because copy link and send it in. Okay. But just finally, Jackie, just before we get, I don't know why this is not working. Let me see now. Yeah, just finally, Jackie, just wondering about that whole thing about black female singers staying in the R&B lane, and then you had the few that went. Could you tell that there were a few that did go pop and trying to sing, like, you know, How Would I Know, and you know, the stuff Whitney was doing? Did you, as an artist back then, think, "Oh, she's selling out"?
No, not at all. I mean, when you think about songs that came from like Burt Bacharach and all of those, you know, people that Clive loved to use, they were, of course, pop, you know, classic pop records. They always want to take black girls and make them pop. You know what I mean? If they can. It's like now when you see rap and regular R&B, there's no regular R&B anymore. It's, you know, whoever's coming in is just doing crossover pop stuff right off the bat. And I think that the record labels take us away from who we really are. They want to take us into these other directions because of the money, because they want us to appeal to an audience that's wider. And that's nice, because that's more money. That's more money for them. That broader audience, you know, is cute. But we still want our audience. We still want you know, our people to follow us and support us. You know what I mean? Because they know the true art of most Black artists, what we do, how we sing, you know, what we bring, and all of us are different. So I mean, I didn't feel like it was selling out. I just felt that that was their way of taking them to the next level of what they saw them as. I think, to be honest, I think Miki and Phyllis Hyman are probably two of the dopest vocalists to do jazz, like to sing jazz. Miki's a phenomenal jazz singer, you know. And I think that she should have been doing, you know, some more jazz stuff. The pop stuff for her voice was great. You know, she got some funk stuff. She got some, you know, she got a song that I love, Cigarettes on the Floor. I love that song. Like she did country, she did whatever. So, and I just believe that she could have went into any, you know, went any avenue. It's just that the record labels, they so full of shit, you know, they want to control everything that you do. And they want you to go do what they want you to do because they want to monopolize on whatever. They want that money. And whatever it takes to get that money, you know, to get that big check that's coming in, that they ain't hardly giving us nothing. You know. It is what it is. Are we able to get? I don't know. Did you send it to Miki?
Yeah, can you forward it back to her and stuff? Stevie, I guess the question while we're trying to get Miki on board is, you said you did some research. What did you learn about Miki Howard that you hadn't heard about before?
I don't know if we're obviously had a son called B Howard. I didn't know B Howard, you know, just a revelation there. I won't go too much into that. That was a bit of a revelation. Gerald, I didn't know there was going on with Gerald Levert either, you know. So there's a lot going on in the background there that I just, even though there was duet with Gerald Levert, yeah, quite an eye opener, you know what I mean?
Have you heard of B Howard before?
Well, one of my music friends, Gardner Cole, is friends with B Howard. I'm not sure if they've done some work for musically, but that's how I've heard of B Howard. And obviously I checked out his Instagram, and he's very influenced by Mr. Michael Jackson, of course, which is clear to see.
Yeah.
No, that was a bit surprising.
How many of Miki Howard's albums did you get out of them?
I found a few. I did find a few. I've got a couple of others, a couple of Atlantic ones somewhere, and I can't find them. But all about a CD collection, as you know, my CD collection's massive. They're all there, so you just find them.
Yeah. Okay. So so people might be wondering what's going on. We're waiting for Miki to join in. We're just trying to connect her and stuff. But
Let
Jackie,
me see.
Okay.
Hold on, because I was sending a message through IG, and that's on my other phone, but of course my WhatsApp is on this phone. We got a whole mess going on. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, it's
because sometimes these links work and sometimes they don't.
It is all Valentine's weekend and I'm still getting through all the Valentine cards that I got sent. I mean, the postman gave me a knock at the door today morning. There was a big sack. I said, "What's that?" He said, it's a sack of mail for you, Steve. And I dragged this sack in, and I opened it, and all these Valentine cards fall out. So I'm still all these secret admirers that I've got. So I'm still getting through all
Still
that.
going through
To be quite honest, you know what I mean? Boxes of chocolates. I've had like 10 boxes of chocolate sent to me. So I'll be eating the old. I think Jackie's frozen us there. I think.
Yeah, because So guys, if you're just coming in, you know, we're doing our countdown of Miki Howard, and she's actually going to join us live. So we're trying to just sort that out. I did send her the link, but then I was sending other posts, and I think it was messed up. So Jackie is giving her a call and sending her the link to join us live as we go through her catalog. But just in the interim, on Today I'll Come Back, Stevie, over out here in Europe, we haven't yet got the release of Teddy Riley's Remember the Times. It seems as if it's really a North America release at the moment, and I think it comes out in Europe, I think March 12th.
What, they actually printing it up? It's like a European pressing of the book?
There'll be a European version of the book, and I'm sure he'll come over and start to do some real press release around there. So, but in the interim, yeah, while we're waiting for Miki to come on board, we've heard some, things about the book. We've heard some interviews. He's done a lot of interviews. Yes, this is live, Mr. Publisher, Mr. Music Publisher. What did you make? What have you made of? What have you made of? Jackie's come up, but she'll come back on with Miki. What have you made? What did you make of what you heard and seen about the book?
I've managed to read one chapter. I've not got the book, but I managed, to read the bit about Guy in Uptown. And obviously, we don't want to spoil it for people, do we? Really? But if you go back to the interview Timmy Gatlin did with yourself and what Timmy said about Guy, I was stunned to read that Teddy, word for word, seems to agree with what Timmy said after all these years. I was like, just taken aback. He seems to completely agree with your interview you did with Timmy Gatlin. Teddy, if you're watching. Yeah, I was, very surprised by that.
Yeah, because Timmy went into the record store he worked in, the fact that Aaron worked with him, the fact that they came to the studio, the fact that, he says, Teddy, I've got a guy who's... So he kind of, he kind of went at that direction, as opposed to in the past when he's done interviews, he has said, we know, with Gene and I filmed the group and Timmy joined in later and stuff. So it was good, the fact that he was able to almost remember Timmy and recognize Timmy for what he did. And I know, we got Jackie back. Any luck?
I was trying to call her. She wasn't answering.
Oh, okay.
But I sent her the link.
Okay.
Again through text. So she's probably fighting with it.
Okay, that's fine.
Trying to get on. Sorry, y'all. I don't know.
Your camera's off. Yeah, your camera seems to be off.
No, it's not saying that my camera's off.
Oh, there's no picture. We can hear you, but we can. Yep. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, there you are. You're back here now. Okay. Well, I guess just. We could. I've read the book. Well, okay. So there's a number of people.
Hopefully, she's gonna be able to get on.
Yeah,
I feel bad because we having a whole mess going on.
That's fine. It's fine. At least you tried. Don't worry. We can start off. Who do we have here? Hey! It is Miki herself.
Did we get my fly girl in here?
I made it. You know what? I made it.
we know that Heck made it.
Down the highway, we pulled over because I was just like, I'll get in, and then it went anyway. Hey, y'all.
Wait, we see that Heck got on here though. I'm gonna tell you that now. We see you, girl.
Oh goodness! Well, happy Sunday to you.
Definitely a hot day for me. What's going on? Thank you guys so much. Really, thank you so much.
Oh goodness, no, no. It's definitely a pleasure and honor. Um, yeah, and I got to interview Mickey a year and a half ago, and we all had our mutual friend Jay, who sadly passed
Jay
away.
Ross.
Jay, yes, we all
That
knew
was
him well.
tragic. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, so I mean, we do remember him, and anytime yeah, even he connected me with Jackie as well. So I definitely appreciate it. Um, but Valentine's weekend, Stevie, Jack, and I were debating like, okay, what can we do for Valentine's Day? And then it was like Mickey Howard. Almost every song was about love. We
Yeah,
said
that's why I can't make any more songs.
almost all her catalog was about love. So let's do her catalog, and let us be able to celebrate your music as well. Um, your debut album came out almost 40 years ago, back in '86. Come shit. What do you remember of that?
I enjoyed it. It was a wonderful time for me. Yeah, I was a mother of some small children, and I always wanted to do a record. It was really, really a great time. I loved working with the people I worked with. Lamel Humes, Sylvia Rohn.
It was.
She let me do the whole album with one producer. Um, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, you did.
go ahead,
No,
Jackie.
go ahead, Nambi. I was
No,
gonna say
no.
I didn't know you did the whole album with one producer. That was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. But go ahead,
Yeah.
Nambi. I'm sorry.
No, I was just wondering because we were talking about how around that '86 in those mid to late '80s there was a lot of elegance with our female R&B singers, yourself and Phyllis Hyman and the Regina Bell. We can go on. I mean, and compared to what we see now, but it was a time where was there pressure when you come out with a solo album to go double platinum, or were the labels just looking to develop talent and say, you'll just put out the music and it will find its audience?
I don't know. I had been making records since I was 16 years old. By this time, I was 25. We had you have a hit and a miss. We hope to touch people's hearts and souls, but mostly we would hope to get a budget for promotion, and we never thought about crossing over because we just didn't. Most of the artists did not cross over, not coming from R&B or black music. We wanted to make music like I wanted to be like Aretha Franklin and people like that, to make music for my culture. And I come from church. It was never a thought to be naked. It was never a thought. I came from, the Lord said, and every Sunday we couldn't even, iron our clothes on Sunday. It was a very
That's
strict
right. That's right.
household. So it was never even a thought to be naked. I want to be naked now. You get a certain age and you hot all the time. I'm like, I'm jealous of the girls now. I want to get up there and be naked. I want to sing naked.
I'm so done.
Oh goodness. It was a short turnaround between your debut album and your follow-up album. I mean, Stevie and I are children of the '90s, where a sophomore album comes out 2.5 years, and it's every 2.5 years. But your self-titled sophomore album came out probably 10 months later. What was the reason for that quick turnaround?
I was ready to make a record. We didn't do it like that. We made records when you had the wherewithal and all the things you need. You make records.
Yeah. But then you went from just the one producer, to going to getting more people on board. You got Levert as well. And what was the sort of the reason for the shift of like, okay, let me get more people to change the sound?
Well, it's like coloring with all the crayons. You have like a Picasso or whatever, had his blue era. You know, we had the times where it was just us, which was really cool, and it was we had more money to spend than the next record. I really loved Gerald Levert. I loved his work. I thought he was a genius, and I wanted to, you know, work with him. I thought we had something to bring to the table, like Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway and stuff like that. Excuse me. So yeah, it was great that I had an opportunity to reach out to people that I didn't have the opportunity to reach out to on the first record.
Yeah.
You know, I worked with a lot of unknown people, a lot of first-time writers, stuff like that.
The especially, I mean, also the chemistry with yourself and Gerald was magical on That's What Love Is. But I said when I went back to look at the video, I just said, well, look how they're dressed so elegantly. It reminded me of the Cosby Show, because it's like that was one thing the Cosby Show did, was to show Black excellence. And the videos as well, it's like, look at, you know, she always dressed as though it was like, you know, we're going to be in elegance. Did you have any control over your styling?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I never even thought about somebody telling me what to wear. That was insane. You know, bring the clothes. What do you want to look like? That kind of thing. Gerald was more of a casual guy, so I had to, you know, we got into words about what he was wearing. He had a jogging suit on when I got to the video, and I was like, "That's not gonna happen. That's out of the question." You know, we would argue about stuff like that. You know, I come from a family of very dignified people. Okay, my sisters, you know, we come from debutantes, things like that. It was never, ever gonna be a situation where I'm wearing jeans and t-shirts and stuff like that. I love it, you know, but that was not what I was raised. I wasn't raised like that. I don't come from that. It's like people that, like some people, I can't explain it, but I didn't come from that.
Okay. Did you were on Atlantic? You also had Angela Wimbush. Did you feel as if you got the right type of promotional support by Sylvia on Atlantic? It wasn't.
We got all that was available to Black artists.
Wow. That's a good, honest answer too.
Wow.
And I was glad to get it. And I'm still glad that I had it. You know, we all wanted to cross over like Whitney Houston. Everybody can say whatever they want to say. You know what I'm saying? But everybody wanted to cross over like Whitney Houston or Diana Ross. That's 2 out of thousands.
Right.
Wow. But did it mean, because we were debating, we actually thought that it meant, because, you know, the reaction she got at Soul Train, because people thought she had sold out and singing pop. Did you have the choice to say, well, let me do more sort of popular type of music instead of the R&B? And because that would have...
I didn't even want to sing R&B. I was a jazz singer.
I
was just young.
Come on.
I was just young. And it was like, I had 2 kids and I needed to do what I needed to do. And I enjoyed the music. You know, I never sang anything I didn't want to sing. You know, and sometimes we recorded songs that didn't make the record because they weren't up to par. My issue was I wanted to have quality music. That's where I came from. That's all I knew. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Jackie, what were you saying?
No, I was saying, you know, what she said is definitely on point, you know. And remember when we were going back and forth before Miki got on about how did we feel about being pushed to do whatever, them singing pop records or whatever it was. It's all record labels with their shenanigans on how to make money. But like I was saying, to me, Miki and Phyllis could do jazz with their eyes closed. The 2 of them. Crazy. And I would
I love it. I love doing music. And you know, sometimes you make it really big and sometimes you don't. But whatever you do, you should grow, you should get better, you should enjoy it, you should do quality work every time you can, and things will take care of themselves. And you have to have some life to put into your music. You can't stop living because you don't have a hit or something.
Right. Right.
Yeah. But I think one of the things I appreciated about the 80s was that labels gave the albums time, maybe 2 or 3, 4 singles, but it didn't feel as if the pressure was to go gold or platinum or we're going to drop you. It felt but that's from the outside. It felt like you guys had opportunities to breathe and find your audience. Was there pressure to sell out Whitney numbers, or were you okay were they fine with the fact that you've got an audience and people appreciated the music?
They were looking for catalog artists at that time. Artists that could sell records for many years.
Right.
It was like they wanted you to get over 200,000 at first, and then they would sell and keep selling. That's more of the kind of artist I was. Even though I may have wanted to be, like, I want to be like Whitney Houston. It looks so fun. But that wasn't what it was about.
Oh, goodness. See, I think that's the era that I appreciated, because we wouldn't have had the legends that we have if the labels were very much of a gold or platinum on that, or being dropped, being able to build that catalog. And it felt as if, towards the later 90s and stuff, they were very much short-sighted. Let's find the next. Did you, as I said, for yourself then, the moving into jazz, and especially when you did the Billie Holiday, that almost felt natural for you. But if you had the opportunity, were there no jazz labels that could have just said, let's keep you there, and let's really push you? Or was that audience shrinking around the mid 80s?
Jazz was doing something else in the 80s. Yeah, it was doing something else in the 80s. I was singing. I started out singing jazz with Wayne Henderson, with the LA Boppers, Stanley Turrentine. I started out singing a lot of jazz and singing some jazz lead songs, like with Roy Ayers, Poo Poo La La.
That's what I was saying.
Oh gosh, with Billy Cobham, What Is Your Fantasy? I did a lot of jazz songs.
Yeah. Stevie, were you going to say something?
Can Stevie hear you?
No.
I was like, can Stevie hear you?
Yeah.
No, but even what
can you hear me?
just said. Yeah, we can you hear Stevie or no?
Yeah, we can hear you, Stevie. Go ahead.
Well, okay, we can hear you. You want to say something,
I'm having
Stevie?
some problems here. What was that?
Okay. Oh, okay. No,
He's going in and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Go ahead, Jackie. You were saying
robotic sound. No, I didn't realize, and Miki just really opened my eyes to how the music was really coming in the 80s, that they were more of catalog artists. Because when I came in, I signed in 89, but my record didn't drop until 92. I got caught up in that whole thing of, okay, who's next? I didn't feel like that came in the late 90s. I felt like that came in the early 90s because, New Jack Swing was hot. So now it was like, okay, who's hot? And we're just going to go to the next. We're going to go to the next.
Yeah, because they started selling a lot of records really fast.
Yes. And they did. And I wish, I could have come out earlier. I tried to come out earlier in the 80s, because I would have loved to be a catalog artist like Miki. That's why I love Miki so much, because she had so many records. She has so much music that we fell in love with. Her voice, who she was. And like you said, she was classy. Always classy, always fly. And Like she said, she came out of that church thing where you can't be wearing any kind of clothes. You know,
No,
she
I used
came
to
out
get
of
sent
church.
back in the house. Going to
Huh?
the rehearsals with the fellas. They would say I look like I was going to church because I always wore my skirt beneath my knees. And it was like, oh, and it's still a big thing for me to wear a short skirt. For my birthday, I
Really?
wore something short because I never wore anything short.
Wow. Wow.
Oh goodness! During your time with Side Effect, was it? Were you fine being that young and being part of a group, or did you
Did
always
what?
want to be on Side Effect? Did you ever think? Were you fine being part of a group, or did you want to always be
No, I didn't
solo?
want to be in a group. That was temporary.
Ah, right.
It was temporary. It was fun, and they taught me everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did they teach you the business? Did you learn the business
Did
early
they
on
know
as
the
well?
business? Let me tell you
Did
something.
any of us?
Everybody can say whatever, everything. They can say whatever the heck they want to say.
It's true.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because you're driving.
Yeah, she'll come. She'll jump back in.
Stevie,
Are
can
y'all
you
there?
hear us? Yeah, we're here. We're here, Nikki.
We can't see you though.
You know,
Mickey.
it's like once you brought that fourth person in, it's like I'm having massive connection problems here. I don't know what
I'm
it
just
is.
saying, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate.
Yes.
We
Okay.
don't see you, Mick. We can't see you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Everybody
Okay.
going out.
Okay.
Is this me and you now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but
I think
Nikki. Okay.
we could probably still hear Mickey, but we can't see her.
Yes. Somebody did ask this question. Oh, she's gone off. Okay. Hopefully we'll get them back on again. Ask Mixie, was she supposed to sing Run to You? And Whitney was supposed to sing Come Share My World. Well, that would be interesting to see.
Come share my love. I don't know. We gotta wait till Mickey get back on here. If she can get back on. We lost. We lost Stevie too?
Yes, Stevie went off and stuff. But so that's interesting what she said about catalog artists, because that
Yes.
kind of makes sense, because you look through and you see, well, they weren't selling as many
Right. They weren't gold. They weren't
yeah.
all selling gold records. They all weren't selling platinum records, but they kept putting out records. And that was a great thing. I wish I was part of that whole train ride. I wish.
Yes, yeah. Stevie, what happened?
I don't know. It just keeps popping up saying losing connection and reconnecting. So I've come out and set my camera and I don't know what's going on.
But we know.
I think it's when you
probably have to get somewhere. She probably has to get somewhere where she can get back on and not have, issues. But if you wanted to go ahead and start the countdown,
yeah, we can
I'm sure she'll jump in
and
and say which one she like.
Okay. So guys, until Mickey reconnects, we're going to start our countdown, because I know many people will be waiting to do that. So I had a number 10 from I had it all here. I've got the year, but I forgot to put out the album. But it was Release Me, came out in 92. Which album was that? Hold on one second.
You sound like
90.
Mickey, you got a lot of albums.
It's from my Femme Fatale album, Release Me. So
yeah, it's this one.
Number 10. Yes. It's a beautiful album cover. Really,
I love that album cover.
Yeah,
love it.
That is definitely a beautiful album cover. But yes, Release Me. That is at number 10 for me. Okay.
You said Release Me was number 10 for you?
Yes.
My number 10, and a lot of people do not know, and I did not want this song to be my number 10 because I love, love, love this song. But a lot of people don't know Miki's album, her Mija album that she put out, I think, what, in 2023 maybe? And she had this beautiful art with the cover. And when I listened to the record, first of all, you know, her vocals on there, I love. But she has some jazz stuff that I love, love, love. But this one song, it just hit me in the head. And it's called Number One Fan. Again, y'all, it's on her Mija album. With the funky, she got a funky cover. It's art. It's artwork that somebody did the artwork for her. That does really, really great art. This song, Number One Fan, I love, 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 love that song.
Okay.
So that's my number 10. It would be higher if I thought that more people would know it. You know her Mija album. But that's my number 10.
Okay, Stevie, what's number 10 for you?
I need to dig the album out. I don't think I recall the album, I'll be honest.
But isn't that a beautiful thing that these artists,
that.
You know, when you have catalog artists, like Miki was saying, that you can go through their albums. You don't have like me, I got one damn album. You're gonna go on that one album.
The features too.
You know, besides the Family Fan, you know, my second album never came out. So you don't have, you know, I love that she got albums. That's so dope to me.
Oh, probably more. Yeah, I mean, because that's Tammy Lucas talks about always wanting to release that one album. You had Cut Close releasing that one album, but then they didn't get to follow through. But to be able to have 5, 8, 9 albums, you just have a catalog of music. I mean, that's just amazing. Stevie, what's number 10 for you?
Can you hear you? Yeah.
I've surprisingly picked an album, which it's called Pillow Talk. It was on a label called Shaughnessy. Now, Shaughnessy is a label that seems to me it's like a last chance saloon for like smooth jazz artists and some, you know, soul artists from the past that we all know. It's like the last chance at doing something on a label. Here comes Shaughnessy Records. So, but I've chosen. She did a cover version of '80s, a really big like pop jazz funky track by a guy called Boz Scaggs. He did a track called Lowdown, which is an incredible record in itself. She did a really, really good cover version of Lowdown by him. It just surprised me. But you know, it has been covered a few times. And you know, it's always a nice song to hear that and the groove and I thought, yeah, why not? You know? And I thought I'd just as like a bit of a left field number 10. Probably most people won't know that cover version. I'll just throw it in there at number 10. Let people check it out because I just thought it was really good.
So you said it's
and if you've not heard
Boz Scaggs, Dirty Lowdown? What is it?
You know that Boz Scaggs is a classic. Sorry?
No, you said Dirty Lowdown? Is that what he said?
No. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Made a cover version of Boz Scaggs. I can hear you, yeah.
No, the reason why I was saying that because you know Toto wrote that. They wrote and produced that on Boz Scaggs. And
wow.
That's a classic, but Miki does great. She does really great covers. She be kicking my butt with the covers. Like, I'm like, damn, I didn't know you did that one. I love that one. Like, she kicks butt with those covers. She really does. But go ahead, y'all.
Okay. Yeah, it's called Lowdown. Okay, she covered that. Okay. Number 9 for me, it goes to her Miki Howard album. Came out in 1990. It was the second single off that album, and it's Come Home to Me. Who sang the original one? No, sorry, no, that's not. That's the different one. I'm thinking about Until You Come Back to Me. No, Come Home to Me. Yes, is number 9 for me.
Okay.
And MacBook Crazy. Okay, Jackie, what's number 9 for you?
Number 9 for me is Cigarette Ashes on the Floor. That's from her. That's from her Femme Fatale album. Do y'all? That was what, 92? That was her 92 Femme Fatale album, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all what Femme
93
Fatale
92,
means.
yeah.
Femme Fatale means dangerous woman. That's what it means. And that album, period, was just. But Cigarette Ashes on the Floor, to me, that reminds me. That's like Miki Howard's. Like Norah Jones wasn't even out yet, then that was like, it would be today like a Norah Jones song. I love that song, and if y'all haven't heard it, go listen to it. It's Cigarette Ashes on the Floor. You treating me like cigarette damn ashes on the floor. I think that's the title of it. Cigarette Ashes on the Floor. That's how you treating me. I like damn cigarette ashes on the floor.
Oh goodness, yeah, it's amazing that we get towards the mid to late 90s, and yeah, females are singing something different. Yeah. Okay, Stevie, what's number 9?
I've gone back to 2001 for this album called 3 Wishes, which
Wow, goodness.
Okay.
came out on Peak Records through the jazz distribution label Concord. Barry,
Oh, so
there was
Stevie.
production on here, and a guy called Gary Brown who did a album. So the track I chose is One Day Without You, which is written and produced by Gary Brown. Again, a real, if you've not heard it, go on YouTube. It's a little undiscovered gem.
Okay,
I the CD a lot when I bought it back then. There's a lot of smooth jazz coming out in the early 2000s. That was sorry.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Jackie, was Stevie freezing up as he was talking, or was it just me?
Yeah, he was freezing up a little.
Yeah, you're freezing up, Stevie, because yeah.
What did you miss? Did you miss about what I said? I'll repeat it.
We didn't even know what song it was.
I've got connection.
We had Gordon Chambers. We had some of the producers.
Oh,
what was the song?
One Day Without You. It's track 2 on this album.
Okay.
Produced by
that was the part we didn't
Brown.
hear. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's at my number 9 anyway.
Goodness. I like Jackie. I like somebody put this. Is that Jacci McGhee? Make It Last? and then someone says, "Yeah, that's literally Jacci McGhee."
Hey yo. I don't know what happened to my sister. Where's Mickey? She probably driving somewhere and have to pull over like me. You know, I'm always in the car.
You're always in the car.
Always in the car.
Yeah. Well, you've changed. You're no longer in the car those days, so which is good.
Only because it gets dark early.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not in the car. So I can't, my light don't work in the car, right? And all that. So I'm like, okay, let me go in the house.
Yeah.
Y'all know I like to be outside.
Oh, goodness. Number 8 for me is what album was this from? This was from her Come Share My. No, it was not from. It was her first track from her Love Confessions. Came out in '87. Number 5 on the R&B charts is "Baby Be Mine."
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. We see you.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, but if we think about it, though, because this was a time when '87. This was when "Make It Last Forever" and the whole stuff was out. So you can see the different kind of audience when you're thinking about that type of music, like "Make It Last Forever." What else was coming out in '87? I think '88 was more of the new Jack. We had the girls, we had all that stuff happening. But you can start seeing, I wouldn't say the shift, but there was almost like a young audience, what we wanted, and more of the more adult contemporary R&B fans as well. But anyway, "Baby Be Mine" is at number 8 for me. Stevie. Stevie, are you there?
Is it Stevie turn or is it mine?
No, Jackie's yours. Sorry.
Oh, okay. My number 8 is, again, this is from her Femme Fatale album, her Dangerous Woman album. You know that Femme Fatale is French. Ain't Nobody Like You. Ain't Nobody Like You. That was what, 92?
92,
that was a powerful song. And like I said, it wouldn't even be so way down, but I can't tell on myself on the ones I got coming before. But I mean, Ain't Nobody Like You was one of them songs, her vocal just touched you and hit you in the head. I've been rich and I've been poor, whatever, I've been up and I've been down. Just the vocals, the lyrics, how she sang it. Phenomenal. And I'm not just saying that because that's my girl. Phenomenal vocal. She wasn't my girl when these records came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think, because one of the things we always talk about with Mary J. Blige was that it felt like she was singing from a place of pain all the time. Because we've watched Miki Howard's biopic, can we now see how she was able to be relatable with her songs and where she was singing from?
Yeah, but you know what? To me, Mickey's pain wasn't, how we were talking about Mary's records, and we love Mary, but Mary had a lot of pain. Like, it was starting to hurt me. My feelings was hurt. Like, oh damn! Can somebody give you a breakthrough, boo? Like, girl, my heart hurt. So that type of pain, to me, you can hear, the pain in Mickey's, but not pain like she didn't get it together, or not pain like something else didn't come through. You know what I'm saying? Like, just even the Ain't Nobody Like You. It's just, ain't nobody like you. Just, and just, it's, I've been up and I've been down. I kept my feet or placed my feet on solid ground or whatever. Just everything is some sexiness. It's that jazziness. It's that everything. With Mary, it's that. Yeah, and love yourself. And I know she probably hated that song, but everything was pain to me in every single one of those records until my hit came, my banger. I forgot what I said. What was my number one? We'll talk about that later. But yeah, no, Mickey's pain doesn't feel like the Mary pain that you got. Like, okay, you need an up-tempo joint. With Mickey's pain, like I said, it was more of she got so many genres of music that she does with her voice and where she goes, and her range is ridiculous, and her jazz, her jazziness in her voice, and then you hear her again and she sounds like Aretha. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I get in trouble if I keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm about to say something. I might say it later, but go ahead.
Stevie, go ahead. What's number 8 for you?
from a 1987 album. I chose the same track as what you did, Namdi, Baby Be Mine. Kind of reminds me of something that Regina Bella do, actually, that track. It's got that kind of that late 80s soul vibe, brilliant chorus. You know, there's a bit of a build up in that track, but what you get is a brilliant chorus and an incredible vocal. It's a really good song. You know, I was watching the tube as well. There's a nice little video of it. Yeah, not for me. Might be higher for some of you out there though. But it's made my top 10 anyway.
Okay. Number 7 for me is from her. Okay, yeah, it is from Jackie. Also had it from her Femme Fatale, "Ain't Nobody Like You," which was number one R&B track, and definitely a banger. But yes, and even the video too, as well, and more up tempo. And it was just interesting to see how she because imagine she said her debut album she was 25, and by that time most of the labels were looking for artists that were probably much younger as they got into the 90s. So the fact that she was able to continuously just make hits after hit, but Ain't Nobody Like You. And as I said, still kept with her fashion, still kept with her classiness in how she dressed and everything. And especially in 92. So if you think about 92, we were getting TLC, SWV, they were all coming out at 92, and yet she was still able to stay within her class as well. Yes. So Jackie's number 8 was my number 7. What's number 7 for you, Jackie?
My number 7 is from her 1997 album, Love Confessions. You've Changed. When I tell y'all I played that song until I couldn't play it no more, it's so jazzy. It's so, oh my gosh, I can't even explain it. It's just the way she sung it. And it's so jazzy, and it just hits your soul. And it was one of my actual favorite songs when this album came out. I played that album over and over and over again, just playing it until my tape popped. As Biggie said. He played it until the tape popped. I played it until my tape popped. My cassette popped. But yeah, you changed. You changed is one of my that's my number 7. Okay. One of my dreams.
Stevie, what's number 7 for you?
You know what? I think I was a bit starstruck before when you had Mickey, and I was like, you said to me, "Have you got something to say, Steve?" And I'm like, it's there. It's like, that's Miki Howard. Miki Howard, that voice. I mean, that voice is.
So, for those who didn't know, I sent Stevie a message on WhatsApp. I said, "Stevie, say something," and he just looked like, yeah.
Something is wrong with you
I'm trying to think of the other couple of occasions when I've been a bit starstruck, and me and VJ went to this hotel once in London where Jodeci turned up, and VJ got hold of Devontae Swing, and VJ was looking at me, and Devontae Swing stood there, and I'm like, I don't know what to say to the guy. Devontae Swing, you know. Another time we met Teddy Riley, and again I was like, Teddy Riley, tell him I'm still next to Teddy Riley. So, but anyway, yeah. Anyway, my number 7 might come as a shock to some of you out there. and it might be number one. And if you got it number one, I totally understand. Again, this record's a very, very slow build up, really like very slow, kind of draws you in, and then you get an incredible. It is a killer chorus. You know, there's no. It is a number one record. I guess I just didn't listen to it enough back then to appreciate. I mean, I can appreciate it now, and if I'd listened to it more back then, it'd probably be a lot higher up. But don't shoot me for putting this at number 7 because it is a killer. It's Love Under New Management. It's made my number 7. You know, great record. Great, you know,
great record.
Could be anywhere. You know, could be number 1. You know, it's just landed at number 7 for me. Don't you know what I mean? Don't shoot me for that.
No, I mean when you've got a massive catalog like this, makes sense. Jackie, did you sing backgrounds for N-Touch? That's what Ben's is asking.
For N-Touch?
Yeah.
I did something on with Free and Eric. I can't remember. I did something with Free and Eric. Yeah.
Okay. Mac's gonna have a drink. Okay, number 6 for me. It was an interesting song that she
you sang on All Night.
That she did, and actually
All Night.
What's that?
Oh, he was saying what I sang.
Jackie sang on All Night.
Oh yeah, Benzie said.
I couldn't remember. Thank you, Steve. I couldn't remember.
It must, you know, I think Tammy Lucas said it that people would just make music. You just walk in, like, can you sing here? And it didn't feel as if people were like, okay, where's my publishing? Where's all that stuff? It felt as if she would make it, gave me that sense that it was just, yeah, let's create music. And it probably later on that everyone started to say, okay, where's my splits? And yeah, unfortunately. Okay, number 6 for me, a song that didn't, at first I'm like, how come I know this song? And it was a cover, but it's she gave it a different style. And I think for me, when it sounds different from the original, that's when it gives, I like it. And it's Until You Come Back to Me, 1990 from her self-titled album. And that went to number 3 on the R&B charts. Yes,
that was a really
like the black.
Okay.
She did a great rendition of it. She really did.
Yes. What's
it kind of had that little hip hop thing, you know, to it, and then, you know, it gave it that that swag.
What's your number 6?
Oh, my number 6 is Imagination. Here I go with my jazzy Miki song. I thought she did a great. I just love the way she sung that song. Period. She did a great. She just did a great. I love it.
What was the difference between Miki's jazz and someone like Anita Baker?
To me, it's different because Anita gave you jazzy poppy all the time. Everything is here, and we're moving, and we're with her right here. But Miki, to me, gave you some of that old Ella jazz too. You know, that stank on it. You know, like, you know, Ike told Tina, go put that stink on it, Ann. You know, go put that stink on it, Ann. She was putting that stink on it. And not to say that Anita wasn't, but when you hear a Miki Howard sing something like Love Under New Management or Baby Be Mine or, you know, Come Share My Love or whatever, and then she goes to Imagination. You know, she always knew how to say, I'm telling you, it just felt like it was old, you know, Ella, old, you know, that good old Billy Jack, you know, that Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald. I just got that feel from her. When I listen to Anita Baker, I don't get that. I get Anita's jazz. That's what I get. You know what I mean? I never got Ella and Billy vibes. I just got, that's Anita Baker singing jazz. You know,
because I think when you think of it, so the Anita Baker's version is, yeah, if anything can be pop jazz, which it's a lot more accessible. Someone like myself, you know, if someone says I'm going to play some Duke Ellington or some hardcore kind of jazz, that would be something that I probably couldn't relate to, but I could relate to something like what Anita is, because it was more relatable, poppy R&B jazz. Yes, just someone like Sarah Vaughan or Billie Holiday, that felt like more authentic, more unfiltered jazz, which is much harder to pull off.
Yes.
But its audience size is probably a little bit more limited than you'd get if you do the if you open it up. Okay, so Jackie's had Imagination as her number 6. Yeah. What did you have for number 6, Stevie?
Just a little comment on Anita Baker. You just got to remember that in 1986, she did have one record that crossed a lot of genres. It's every artist just has that one record that doesn't matter what genre of music you're into, you just sing to it, and you know that Sweet Love in 1980, that kind of defined that year. It was a massive record, you know, that crossed over into rock and pop. It's been on numerous compilations, numerous, you know, pops. It's, you know, it's one of those records that remembered forever. And luckily, you know, Anita Baker had that. She just had that one record. You know, that's all it takes for some artists. But anyway, my number, what were we on, number 6?
Number 6, yeah.
Yeah, going back to 1992, there's a track on this album that kind of goes against everything else on this album. And you got to remember, Giant Records in 92 had a big hit with Jade, Don't Walk Away. And I think there's a track production-wise that it has that big R&B club groove to it that could have been pushed a lot more. But I've gone for Release Me at number 6. Great club R&B track. I think should have been pushed a lot more. Great hook to it. Could dance to it. Nice video. But obviously, they were pushed. I mean, like they spent the money on that Jade track to get a Jade track out there. Maybe it was, I don't know. But I do like Release Me a lot. It should have been a lot bigger.
Yeah. I had it at number 10. Okay. Number 5. You know, Jackie, one of the things I keep talking about, one of the things I missed about the songs of the late 80s, 90s was backing vocals and how they made the album almost like I'm singing, the records. So I'm, you know, almost like, you had your background vocalist singing and you didn't have to sing your own background vocals because then they're almost echoing what you're saying. And I think that's one of the things I loved about Love Under New Management. It's almost like she's saying it and she needed people to almost like, here, I need my witness. Almost like Kurt Franklin, can I have a witness?
Right, can I have a witness?
Yeah.
That's right.
And that was one of the things that really gets me with these kind of songs is when they have the strong backing vocals and let them sing it. I mean, and I don't know if Mickey's the one who sang on backing vocals on that track, but when she performs it live, you're seeing backing singers, and it makes that song really powerful and stuff. Yes, and I'm trying to see what number it was on. Did it? It got to number 2 in the R&B charts. Love's Under New Management off of her Miki Howard album. Yeah, so that is number 2 for me. Yes, sorry, number 2 for me. That is number 5 for me.
I was like, how you get the number 2?
Yeah, no, it's because it landed at number 2. So yeah. Go
I was
ahead.
like, wait, you got this quick. We're number 5.
We're number 5, yeah.
Number 5 for me is from her 1987 album, Love Confessions, Baby Be Mine.
Okay.
I love that song. I think it's beautiful. And of course, it was a hit. You know, it was a hit. We heard it all over the airways like crazy. But I thought Baby Be Mine was a great record, period. Hands down, great record. That's it. Go ahead.
And I think of it, and you know, one of my favorite Michael songs is "Baby Be Mine." So when it's uncommon not when I hear another song with the same title, I automatically just go to that. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Stevie.
Number 5 from a 1989 album, and there's a bit of New Jack Swing on that album. And this was another one of the big singles. Ain't Nothing in the World. Very, very New Jack sounding. And you know, that had to, for me, being a New Jack Swing fan, had to go in my top 5. So yeah, I really like that.
At number 5.
Ain't Nothing in the World. Yeah, that big catchy New Jack Swing track.
Yeah. Okay. And that was the number 1 song on the R&B charts. Let me see who did she get to do that stuff. It didn't say. Let me see. Track list.
Produced by John Nettlesby.
I don't know who that is.
John Nettlesby.
I don't know who that is. Okay.
He worked with Keith Washington. He worked with Keith Washington on his first album.
Okay. Yeah, for me, that was number 4 for me. For that same reason, I just loved the swing on it and stuff. So that was number 4 for me. Ain't Nothing in the World.
Wow, you picked that one now. I'd make you
at number came out in '89, and '89. This is what did we have in '89? Because we've had '88 was the Guy New Edition, Any Heartbreak, and the Troop Deeper came out. I think '89. No, that came out '88. What came out in '89? What songs came out?
Wait, when did Tony come out?
I think they
were what, 80,
88 and 92.
Didn't they come out 80, 88, 89, 90, something like that? Because we were on the road together, and I remember they
Troop were 88 and 89 back to back.
Yeah,
so the Revival came out 1990. Who came out 88? Then Sons of Soul came out 93.
Now remember Troop and Chucky Booker and all of them and Levert, that's all Atlantic. That was Sylvia putting out, you know, Miki Howard, Levert, Troop, Chucky Booker. You know, she was putting out some joints. She was pushing.
89, his debut album, Chucky, came out in '89. So okay, all right. Okay, yeah. So Ain't Nothing in the World was number 4 for me. Jackie, what's number 4 for you?
My number 4 was from her 1989 album, Miki Howard, Love Under New Management.
Okay.
That's my number 4.
I had that number 5. Okay.
That's my number 4.
Anything to say about the song?
I love that song. See, like I said, the lyrics, you know, love the lyrics. love the song. Remember, we were talking about the pain that from the songs with Mary, right? The pain, and it's like, okay, we done had enough pain. You got here, you come, you know, with a Miki Howard, with her having in '89 a song called "Love Under New Management." Instead of crying about, you know, all the crazy stuff, here it is right in your face. Experience is a good teacher. You know, I'm in love under new management. We ain't got to be hurt all the time. We ain't got to be broken all the time. And that's what, remember, I was telling you, that's what, you know, it seems like we thrive on those songs that are broken. Oh gosh, I'm just so broken. I want everybody to be miserable with me. No, we want some joints that we feel happy too. Like, you know, if I could have said I'm in love under new management, I don't know how many times, I would have said it from the rooftops, even though I wasn't in love with nobody. You know, once in a while, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, I do think that I mean, just think about the song "I'm in Love Under New Management," and every shop you go to is like, man, under new management. So it's like almost like, you know, the same shop, but it's somebody else is running it. And so it's a really interesting play of words with that type of song, with the way it's set up. So yes, definitely a big song. Okay. Stevie, what's next for you?
There was a bunch of tracks she did with Gerald Levert, which Gerald's on, and I've been kind of moving these tracks hard because it's a very hard one about because they're all incredible. But I'm going to start with "That's the Way Love Is" from again 1987 with Gerald Levert. Just
What you know about that?
Vocal. Oh. Again, could have been number two.
Okay.
I mean, just going back to Love Under New Management, the backing vocals are Love Under New Management. It just, they're undefeated. But That's the Way Love Is with Gerald Levert. Great stuff. Number 4 for me. I think it was at number 3. I moved it back to number. Or was it? Yeah, moved it back to number 4. I shouldn't have done that, but. Oh,
yeah, and I did say that to me, and that's what I was getting at, was definitely the vocals, backing vocals, how much that makes a massive difference in songs and how I appreciate songs. Okay, number 3, from '86, a song that actually, when I've always thought about Miki Howard, this was always the song that always comes to mind, and it's "Come Share My Love." This is, yeah, that song, even though it's from her debut album, is always a song that that always seems to me synonymous with Miki Howard, and let me even see where it got to on the charts. It got to number 5, and it was her first single. Yes. Okay. What about you, Jackie?
That's just hit. That's why we gotta get my girl. They gotta give her a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Hey, anyone that brings up, yeah,
because she deserves it. I don't care. BET. So the Soul Train even do awards anymore. BET, Soul Train, American Music Awards, and even. I don't think Miki ever got a Grammy. I'm not sure, but she deserves one. My number, what we doing? Number 3, right?
Number 3.
My number 3 is from her Femme Fatale album, A Dangerous Woman album, which was recorded first back in 1946 by this little lady named Billie Holiday. Good Morning Heartache. I thought that Miki did a phenomenal job redoing this song. I love it. Love it. That's my number 3. That is my number 3. I love what she did to Good Morning Heartache. Because, you know, like Billie did it in 46, right?
Mm.
Then she got a version in 92. It fit in 92. That's why I love that she was able to do it over. Because it fit 92. You know, you didn't have, you know, you had New Jack Swing coming through there and all these, you know, whatever else music was coming through the early 90s. But you didn't have, I mean, you know, you had your Sade's and Anita Baker still. I don't know what Anita was doing in 92, but just that Good Morning Heartache coming at that time. And wasn't it in a movie too? Am I tripping?
Malcolm X. She played Billie Holiday in X.
Yes. Thank you. Sorry, Mick. That's right. She played. That's why I'm like, I know it was in a movie. She played Billie Holiday in the Malcolm X movie, and that was another great, you know, thing for her. And the crazy thing is, she was looking like Billie Holiday. She was all classy, you know. It was dope, you know. And I that's my number 3. That's my number 3.
Okay, Stevie, what's number 3?
I picked another collaboration with Gerald Levert from 1987, Crazy. Again,
Was Gerald Levert on that?
Killer track. Yeah, he was. Killer soul track. Initially, it was at number 2, and I bumped it to number 3. Just a brilliant track. Brilliant late 80s soul track for the soul connoisseurs. It's one of those picks.
I know it was written by Mark and Gordon. I did.
Who did it? Mark Gordon?
Yeah, Mark Gordon and Gerald Levert both wrote and produced it. Okay. All right. So number 2 for me is Just Like Romeo and Juliet. That's what love is.
I'm so surprised that y'all have That's What Love Is so high on your countdown. I'm proud of y'all.
I think, you know, I mentioned, that's why I brought up to it the video, you know, because I think Miki was showcasing her vocal range, which is vocal, and then Gerald singing, and it's just, you know, it's just one of those happy songs, and of course I'm listening to it not knowing that they were dating and stuff, but it just the chemistry. And the funny thing is, Gerald Levert was probably, I don't know, 30, but he looked like he looked the same.
Like a whole grown man had been here for a long time.
Yeah. He looked the same. He never changed in how he looks. And so it was consistent with the vocals and the way they look. And it's funny that she said that he came on set with his sweatsuit trying to be relaxed. He says, man, he probably had to get the suit out of wardrobe and for him to wear, because it didn't seem to fit him as much as they probably did. But yeah,
you can imagine, can't she's there in a ball gown, all made up, and he turns up and he's like Red Storm, deep tracksuit.
Yeah,
you know, for the video.
Oh goodness, yeah, but that beautiful track and just duet and just vocally, she was doing what we would call vocal gymnastics as it was singing and stuff like that. So that's number 2 for me.
No, that's a good number 2. My number 2 is Come Share My Love. I love that song. I thought that what number did it get to on the charts? What was Come Share My Love on the charts? Do y'all know?
Yeah, it was number 5. It was
number 5.
Yeah, number 5 on the R&B charts.
R&B charts. I'm sure Miki was in Jet a lot. Remember in the Jet magazine? I was so happy to get in there. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, I'm in Jet. He was in there a whole bunch. You know, that's when we knew whose songs was hot.
Okay. Is it the chart you mean? The jet chart?
Yeah. The chart that Jet had.
Yeah.
It was right in the middle. Come share my love. You know what? Come share my love reminds me of a Whitney song too. I could hear, because Miki got that crazy range, and I could hear a Whitney Houston doing that song as well.
Okay.
And I thought that Miki killed the song. She did a phenomenal job on "Come Share My Love." Voice was just, her voice is just unmatched. To me, all the R&B singers were different. I hate comparing because I can't stand competition. People are like, oh, I'm competing against so-and-so. I got to get, no, just be who you are. Just sing. It's like the love that you hear from Miki, that Miki was saying she wanted to be like Aretha. She loved Aretha's voice. That's the type of stuff, we should be saying, like, whose voice we loved and who we looked up to as like really, really great singers, like the Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight,
Phyllis
Shaka
Harmon.
Khan, Phyllis, definitely Phyllis for me. But the list goes on and on, and not to knock anybody like a Melissa Morgan or Allison Williams, because all of them, on top of so many other artists, man. There's so many female artists. We'll talk about that when we finish doing Mickey's countdown. This is about my girl.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Okay, Stevie, what's number 2?
Probably my final song inclusion featuring Gerald Levert. I got to be honest, I just didn't. This has been the biggest surprise for me because I just didn't listen to it back then. But it's absolutely floored me. This track absolutely floored me. I'll be your shoulder. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, be your shoulder. Oh, they go in on this track. Oh, the pair of them. Oh dear, it's floored me. Absolutely floored me, that record. Proper soul duet, that. Proper deep soul duet. Wow, what a track. What a track that is. I'll be your shoulder. Deary me, man. What a great track.
And who wrote that? It was who wrote it?
Gerald Levert and Mark Gordon production.
And Mark, okay. Gerald and Mark, first of all, were a great team. Rest in peace, Gerald. We miss you and we love you. Mark Gordon is one of my really close friends as well, and he produced my second album. But Mark Gordon was the one that was doing a lot of the music for Levert's stuff, and he's actually the one that spoke highly of Miki all the time when we be in the studio. When we talking on the phone, if we talk about any artist, he always spoke very highly of Miki. And that's what made me love her even more, because I'm like, if they loved her, him and Gerald and them, I knew that, she had to be a good person, good heart and whatever, because, they were chicken and biscuits all day, that's that love. That's that chicken and biscuit love.
It was a record that Levert recorded a year later for the Rope-a-Dope Style album, a track called All Season. And again, it's got this, I can think where that vibe of All Season comes from these tracks. Again, that's a deep record.
That's my song. That's my song. What number are we on?
So yeah, Stevie just did his number 2. So I'm going to go from 10 down to before my number 1. For those who are just joining us, so we've gone for our top from 10 all the way to 2. So before we release number 1, we normally go and count 10 and down to 1. So at number 10 was Release Me, came out in 92. Number 9 was Come Home to Me, came out in 1990. Number 8 was Baby Be Mine, came out in 87. Number 7 was Ain't Nobody Like You, that came out in 92. Number 6 was Until You Come Back to Me, that was the remake. In number 5 come Love Under New Management, beautiful backing vocals. Number 4 was Ain't Nothing in the World, nice little New Jack track. 3 was Come Share My World, that was her first single from her debut album. Number 2 was That's What Love Is, featuring Gerald Levert. Such a, watch the video, just watch them elegant, and to hear the story that Gerald Levert was in his joggers and tracksuits, and he wanted to do, he wasn't planning on wearing a suit, and so they had some words, so that was interesting to hear. Number 1 is a song that I think the theme from this is backing vocals, how they make the song, how I just love the back and forth. And this song was from his sophomore album, and Love Confessions. And there was something magical about working with Gerald Levert and Mark Gordon that changed the direction of how Miki's music was received. But I love Crazy. The song, I just love the to and fro. It's such a. I saw the first time I heard it, I said, "Oh man, I love this song," and I was like, I wonder if anything's gonna knock it off number 1. And I went. I'm sure there are other songs that were close, even the Gerald and That's What Love Is, but I just love Crazy, and that's my number 1 song, Crazy.
Crazy is a great song too. Like you said, the
I had
flavor.
Number 2 initially. It's great. It's a great. Pushed back to number 3.
It is
great,
and I'm surprised you picked a lot of the Gerald Levert, Mark Gordon.
They're just very strong. They just accept and put on records.
Yeah. But I also felt that because Miki being a jazz singer, and any of those type of songs, I probably, because I'm not used to them, probably wouldn't rate them as high. But I think the diversity of what Gerald and Ed were doing, because they did Troop, they did Mama Sweet, so they were doing songs that that I was related to. But as I said, loving backing vocals, loving the whole the storytelling of this, and Gerald was definitely a prolific writer producer with Mark. So, but I didn't know that they did the song until Stevie mentioned it when he was getting his countdown. So I didn't. I just loved the song, and I was like, oh my goodness, maybe that's why. Yeah. So that's number 1 for me.
Okay, we see you with your number 1. Okay. All right, I'm going from my number 10 to my number 1. My number 10 was from Miki's Mija album. The song is called Number 1 Fan. Whoever don't know that song, go look up Miki's Mija album. And it's called Number 1 Fan. It's actually on IG as well. You can pull up Miki Howard Number 1 Fan and it'll pop up. My number 9 is Cigarette Ashes on the Floor. That's my Norah Jones, Miki Howard song.
Wow.
That's from a 1992 album. Ain't Nobody Like You is my number 8. You Changed is my number 7. Imagination is my number 6. Baby Be Mine is my number 5. My number 4 is Love Under New Management. I was gonna say all the album years, but I'm like, no, she just got hits. My number 3 is Good Morning Heartache. My number 2 is Come Share My Love. And my number 1 is Gerald Levert and Miki Howard. That's what love is.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Wow.
But for me, because I love duets. Love duets. And of course, you know, we have Make It Last Forever. But when this duet came out, I thought this duet was hot. I loved the energy. I loved Gerald's, you know, performance on it. I love Mickey's performance on it. You know, where to just, oh my gosh, just their voices together, it just worked. And that's actually one of my favorite duets of like R&B. Like that's one of my favorite duets. I don't care what nobody's talking about. I'm like this one. I wasn't into Fire and Desire. That was just not. That just didn't do nothing for me. And I know a lot of people like, you crazy, Rick James and Tina Marie.
Stop! Oh, stop!
It just didn't do. I love Fire and Desire, but this is one of my this one right here. That's why this is my number one. This Gerald Levert and Miki Howard duet did it for me. I love the energy. I love the way they sung it together. I love the, you know, it was just sexy. It was sexy. It was, you know, it had power in it. It had love in it. So, you know, that's my number one.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I mean, I had it at number two, but I just love. Plus, they did both songs, my number one and my number two. So,
right.
Yeah. All right, Stevie.
You picked quite a few tracks, about 3 tracks from this album, Jackie. You know, you got about 3 tracks from this album on your chart. It was interesting. Cigarettes, Ashes, Good Morning Heartache, Ain't Nobody Like You, you know. Yeah.
I like that album. I do like that album a lot.
So what about
my number 10, number 10, Lowdown. Number 9, One Day Without You from 2001. Number 8, Baby Be Mine from 87. Love Under New Management from 89. Number 6, Release Me from 1990. Number 5, I got 8, Nothing in This World from 89. Number 4, That's What Love Is from 87. Number 3, Crazy from 87. And number 2, I got I'll Be Your Shoulder from 89. And number 1, I think there's a bit of an innocence to this track, and I also think it's one of those records that I think a lot of people could sing along to, and I'm just surprised it wasn't a lot bigger in terms of crossing over potential. But it's one of the first records. Come Share My Number 1. Just it's got everything I like about 80s soul. It's got a bit of a groove to it, a bit of an oomph. Great chorus you can sing along to. Great vocal from Miki. I've been singing it all week, and I can't understand why. And you know, she wasn't on Top of the Pops in the UK singing that record. Would have been perfect. You know, they should have pushed that record a lot more. I think that would have been a big sing-along crossover record. But it's still a great record in its own right, and it's happened to be my number 1. I will give a few honourable mentions though. Until You Come Back to Me didn't quite make it. I like the remix, the Blacksmith remix. Ain't Nobody Like You from 92. I do like that record. I Surrender from 86, which has got an 80s dance pop to it. Ain't No Way to Treat a Lady, that was on the 2001 album. And finally, a track from a 1996 album, and it sounds like Tupac rapping at the beginning, but it's not Tupac, but it really does sound like him. A track called Sunshine. So they're my honourable mentions that didn't make my top 10.
Wow, you had honorable. You had the side records.
Yeah, and a few bits and bobs to add there.
Did Miki give you her favorite? Oh,
she's gonna kill me because she told me 2 just off the top of her head, right? I don't remember. I was like, man, she's gonna come on so she can say them herself. Now I don't remember. But what I do remember, that they were jazzy.
Okay.
That's what I do remember. Because I was like, oh, the 2 jazzy joints. it would be two songs that people wouldn't think that would be her favorite. But I
Mm.
can't remember what the two songs exactly were. I don't. She gonna kill me. I was just texting. I was texting her, sending her messages on her Instagram, trying to see if she was able to come back on. But
Okay.
she was probably driving and got stuck and couldn't
Yeah,
get it together to get back on. But
it's
yeah, her.
understandable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad she got to get on.
Yeah, well, at least
You
yeah,
know,
so yes. I mean, but what I think she kind of answered a question that I had always wondered about why artists in the 80s were given the opportunity to make as many albums as they could. And she said they just need to sell 250,000. In the 90s, people were doing that in a week. First week, 250. Actually, then you get the hip hop artists doing 1 million in a week, and back and Sync and all these groups. So you can see how that shift changed, because
yeah,
if Going Gold was almost like a big party, it meant that they weren't spending as much making the records, they weren't spending as much in promoting it, and they were just letting the artists just develop. And then they got into an era where, as much as we loved the 90s, but they were spending $1 million on music videos,
on videos. I was
on
gonna say on the
videos
video.
alone. And then all of a sudden,
Yep.
well, we need to make at least 10 million just to cover that. And if you don't make it, then we're cutting you off. And so,
Right.
so probably the 90s became when they wanted the quick money, quick album sales. And then they took risk, but then they cut back on how many artists were being pushed out. So I almost think that that's why a lot of us love the music from the 80s, because they could look at. She said she decided she just wanted one producer on her debut album, and they're like, "Yeah, go ahead." Can you imagine? Did you ever have that opportunity to just say, "Well, you know what? I just want to work with this one person, and let's put out an album and see how it goes"? Or did the label actually have to tell you, here are the producers and the A&R person involved with you, Jackie?
I like I said before, Teddy and Keith were supposed to do my first album together. And then, whatever they were beefing about at the time, it didn't happen. I definitely didn't want a whole bunch of producers. I didn't want a whole bunch of different producers. I wanted Teddy and Keith to do the record because they both, knew my voice, and they had that formula at that time. Later when I was doing, like on my second album, I went in with Mark Gordon. Gerald was at the studio when we were working together. We were working in Philly. But I was always around Gerald because Gerald and Keith were really good friends. So Gerald was always at the studio with us, wherever, with Keith, who, and Steve from Troop. So always at the studio with us. So I worked with Mark Gordon on the second album. I worked with Chucky Booker. I worked with Jermaine Dupri. I worked with Reese Johnson. Trying to think who else. One more other person. I can't think. But my second album was fire. It really was. And especially the stuff that I did with Mark Gordon. Did y'all do a countdown on the Levert records?
No, we haven't, Steve. We haven't done the Levert, so that would be interesting to do. So yeah, we can back. Okay, so that would definitely be our next one, Jackie.
Yeah, we should do one with Levert and let Mark. I'll hit Mark up.
Okay,
that's my boy. So he can definitely be on here. And he got a lot of stories, because he got a lot of stories, and he's also very close with Miki. Actually, I think Mickey's going to be doing some shows with the Levert Experience.
Okay,
it's coming up. So everybody out there that don't know Mickey's Miha album, go look it up. I love her last album, and I she's working on some new stuff because she was in the studio. She's working on some new stuff. I'm speaking for her because she's not back on here, but she's supposed to be going back in the studio, or she is already back in the studio, doing music. And I loved the way she said that they wanted catalog artists. You know, we had artist development and stuff back then. You know, all of that stuff went away in the 90s. I was still working. I was doing artist development. And the crazy thing was, when a record label comes to you and say, can you do artist development on these artists? Huh? Can I get a record out? You know, you kind of feel like, what do you mean? And your feelings get hurt, but it's like, okay, then you got to look at it too, as they look at you as, you know, you're a good artist, regardless if you have billions of records out or not. You know, they respected me that much to be able to do some artist development on other artists. And I'm glad I was able to do that. That stuff we don't have anymore. You know, it's just put out records, put them out. Whoever's good, whoever's hot, you know, that's who's hot. And the ones that are staying into me right now that are able to do, you know, more records is the ones that stayed naked the longest, or do the most freakiest, or the most demonic thing. That's who's gonna stay around the longest, you know.
Do you have access to your Sex sophomore album? Have you listened to it? Have you seen?
I don't know. I don't have it. I don't have any. I'm trying to think. What do I have? I don't have anything. Mark Gordon might still have the stuff we did together. I gotta ask him.
So you didn't get a copy of the whole album?
No. No, not at all. Back then I had little copies, you know, you had little DATs of everything, but don't ask me where they are.
Well,
probably
maybe.
one of them.
Come on, now.
One of those
She's not even got a physical copy of a first album, never mind the second one.
Right. See, Stevie knows. I don't even have a daggone copy of my first record. Nothing. My girlfriend sent me this little, because you know MCA was really good at marketing, right? So they always put great marketing packages together. And you know, we had to have stuff when we went to Jack the Rapper and this and that. You know, they had all those things we had to go to. And I remember they put together this promotional thing for Skeezer. It was a keychain, and it had my logo on it. My logo was actually tattooed on my shoulder back there somewhere, and it was inside of my album. And they had the logo on the keychain on the outside of the keychain, and then when you open the keychain up, it was a condom inside. I was like, and I think my girlfriend that was doing a lot of the marketing stuff, she was doing like the BBD jackets and all of that stuff back then. If I can remember, Toy did that too. She did, Toy Soldier. And I was like, I had a keychain with condoms in it. Like, but that was the era, you know, that we were going into. We were going into that era, and Skeezer was nasty.
Oh goodness, those were the days.
Yes.
Well, guys, we want to appreciate you. I mean, it's a pity because for those, Miki did join us, but she was in a car. So as the signal cut out while they're driving, so unfortunately we couldn't, and she couldn't come back. But she did drop some knowledge. So if you watch the replay, she talked about being a catalog artist, spoke about how it, being in the relationship with Gerald and some other things. So you can be able to watch that. You can also watch when Stevie was asked, Stevie, anything to say? And he just looked at us as if we spoke in Chinese. He just looked almost like, okay. And he disappeared like, yeah, I can't. And I don't know if you were afraid, you just cut off, you like disappeared like, oh, Stevie.
Bit of both. Bit of both.
But I can imagine you've been listening to her music, watching, hearing all the stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, do you have anything to say to her?
Your big moment comes. It's like,
I can't hear you guys. I can't hear you guys. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. But
then he came back. He came back.
He had signaling problems.
You was off for a while. I told you before. I told you before to go put that hanger on that antenna outside.
Just being shy. Okay. Anyway, guys, we appreciate everyone for staying with us. Please watch the replay and shout out to Miki Howard.
Shout out to Miki. Thank you, Mick. We love you.
Hopefully we get along. Stevie, Jackie, and I will be back with the Levert countdown. And as Jackie says, she may try and get the only surviving member of Levert. Singer, songwriter, producer Mark Gordon.
Mark Gordon
to come and share some stories around the music of Levert. But but to then, we always appreciate everyone for coming on board and for joining us. And we'll definitely see you guys soon. Take care.
Later, y'all.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
And somewhere in between
us, or even loving us, on which I did miss you really.
What was it like growing up?